GearNetwork.com.
This is a Gear Network production.
The following is a misguided production.
It's Monday, August 1st, 2016, and it's time for another episode of Misguided Musings with Sarge, Jesse, Matt, and your host, Jordan Fuckface.
Produced by Tom Turnup.
Welcome to episode number 22 of Misguided Musings. This is our BBC episode. This episode is Jesse-centric, so if there was ever an episode to miss, this is the one. On this episode...
Hold on, I'm going to log out this.
Oh, okay, see you, Christian.
Oh, what happened now?
So, this is the episode where Jesse debuts his new segment, Jesse's UFO. Cue weird spaceship sounds.
No, I think that's pre-production.
Jesse gives his opinion to an unlucky listener. Remember, this is the guy who uses a green dot card to cash his paychecks. He also has a negative credit score. I think we covered that last episode.
We did. We covered my financial ruin.
The rest of this episode is going to be about Jesse's adventure to the sex club. I hate to ruin it for you, but he tries to push rope up in front of 40 people. So get ready to enjoy Jesse's BBC. So, Jesse, let's start off with your UFO. And this week we have questions that come from our good friend on Twitter, Ginger.
And our only fan.
At Freckled Ginger B.
She's our only participating fan. She's pretty nice.
And so, Jesse, take it away.
All right, so Ginger wanted to ask me some advice on online dating. I've had some experience in this. I actually met my girlfriend on an online dating app. So Ginger asks...
I don't know if you can call it a girlfriend if you found her on Grindr. So I'm just putting that out there.
Was it on JDate?
Did the Grindr joke? No. I was on JDate. They have an option that says willing to convert, and then I went on there and just tried to convert everybody to Christianity. It was not. That's not what they wanted you to do. My whole thought was like, the world really has gotten better, because in the 1940s, this would have just been like, oh, it's so easy. There's a GPS on everything. I love the internet.
There's a sucker bomb every day.
4 miles away. Good luck in the basement when your GPS location is on.
Maybe Anne Frank would have survived if they had GPS back then. I don't know.
I don't think this is how Ginger wanted her advice to go.
Guys. Can I be Anne Frank with you? Oh, God, we're terrible people.
No, you can't. It's not Ash Wednesday yet.
Oh, God. All right, that one's got to get cut out.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, we're going to hell.
Oh, most definitely. We're going to have, reserved seats.
Well,
I feel like I always come up to the line, and then one of you idiots always leaps over it with glee.
Christian, you get a gold star. Oh, shit. All right, guys, let's go.
Oi. Listen, guys, these jokes are getting old. We should stop it.
Oh, man, I did not see that coming.
Okay. So, when's it appropriate to ask for his phone number? Not for a tonal shift.
I totally forgot what we were doing. Jesse, we can only get by so far on your half-blackness.
So, when's it okay to ask for a guy's phone number when you're online dating? I'm pretty sure if he's texting you,
He's already got it.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that if he's already texting you.
See, my thought was...
I'm going to say you got to trade pictures first.
Why did everyone but Jesse give advice first in Jesse's advice corner?
Because you have the rest of the show. We wanted to get our words in now.
My theory was after 10 messages, because I think that's how long creepy guys can hold down the creep. If you ever read anybody who talks about their horror stories of online dating, it's within 4 messages that the guy's just like, oh yeah, I like cats too. By the way, want to see my fat dick? I think if you've made it through 10 messages and you can feel like you're talking to a human being, then you can ask for the phone number. That's okay for direct contact after you're like, maybe you won't murder me.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds probably normal.
Creepy guys can't wait to get creepy. They are in a rush for it.
That's true.
Have you ever seen a creepy guy when he's ready to be creepy? Oh, like when they just stop in the middle of traffic to stare at a woman.
Yeah, no, I get it. Or when they like completely turn around when like they've walked past a girl on the sidewalk, and they stop dead in their tracks and they turn around and they're like, "Did you see that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, but I'm not."
Dude,
like,
the worst is when they look at you like, "Hey, man, join me in my weirdness," and I'm like, "Buddy,
we shared a moment.
I'm not a part of this."
I've
Did
seen
you
a woman
see
before.
that?
I know what they look like."
Yep.
And they always point out the most awkward body parts to like. It's like, did you see our armpits? And I'm like, no. I didn't go past the boobs or the camel toe. And it's like, no, the armpits are good. And it's like, okay, I don't know.
Oh man,
what your fetish is.
I just want to smell the back
Like,
of her
oh
knee.
no, dude.
What?
It's the armpit of the leg.
No, thank you. Oh god, she has such great toes.
yeah.
Fuck off. I'm out.
But Ginger has a two-part question. Her second part question is, when is it appropriate to ask for a dick pic?
That's probably the first time
Seriously, I'm going to say,
asked for a dick pic.
if he didn't send you one, like, without you asking.
Yeah, like, why are you...
Listen, in an ideal world, it would be after you met the guy. You want to size someone up. You never want to ask for a dick pic and get a disappointing dick. Because we're guys, if we're asked for a picture of it, whether it's an abomination or wonderful, you're going to take a picture of it because someone was like, "Can I see it?"
Or just send a picture of your Uncle Richard. Be like, hey, you said you wanted a dick. Here's my Uncle
Without
Richard.
seeing someone, you don't want to, like, ask them for a picture, and then they're like, "Here's it next to a water bottle," and you realize it's one of the tiny ones they give you in the hospital.
You know, I mean, honestly though, like you've seen like Facebook profile pictures or AVIs, and you're like, "Oh shit, that girl's really good looking," and then like you see her in person, and you're like, "Oh, it was Facebook magic." Yeah, guys can do that too. You know, there's
absolutely.
The law of angles definitely works in some guys' favor.
Top and to the left.
Sunglasses are good.
I've never taken a picture of my dick, so I don't know that I'd want that. I don't know that I'd want that on my phone and out in the world.
Well, you've never had to internet date, though.
That's true. But I still feel like if I was internet dating and a girl's like, "Can I see a picture of you?"
You know, I think that second part of this question probably would have been better suited to be answered by somebody like Anthony Weiner or Brett Favre.
But I don't believe they were asked. They were like, "Here you go." Like, for some reason, we all think like it's an awesome Christmas present, but a dick's never made anyone's day.
Or Brett Favre was just like, these cell phones are great.
I've never actually seen a dick and been like, "That is good looking." You kind of see it and you're like, "Ooh, that's kind of awkward."
I assume even people who...
I don't know, man. You said that you did a lot.
That's true. Jordan is our resident dick aficionado.
I've seen enough to know what I don't like, all right?
And it never made his day. I mean, baseball's not as good now, but...
Look at that. So, I knew this kid in basic training. He was like maybe 4 feet tall. And he weighed like 3 pounds or so. His rifle was bigger than he was. And I remember it was like maybe our 4th or 5th week, and everybody fucking hated this kid because he was just such a fuck up.
Had the Napoleon complex, too.
I don't know what his first name was, but his last name was Heflin. I don't even fucking care if he hears this because he's such a piece of shit. But one day he walks into the shower, and we all have to, like, we have like 2 minutes to shower and then get dressed and get outside, and we have to, like, do push-ups and shit. So anyway... We're all rushing around. He comes into the bathroom completely fucking naked, and he has his washcloth hanging off this gargantuan fucking boner. And I'm like, how are you still alive, man? All of your blood, literally all the blood in his body, had to go there because he only weighed like 3 pounds. We were in shock. I nearly had a heart attack. He was probably cheating on
You never want to learn.
Thing.
You never want to learn the small guys off in a kickstand. Like
he was. It was easily
you're
like
like,
a
dude,
quarter
you're
the
a
length
third
of his
dick. Like that's a different Full Metal Jacket. I didn't know they stacked dicks that high. Good for you. Like,
oh man, it's like it totally went with the stereotype. Everybody fucking hated him. He was a giant douchebag in the tiny body with this weird arm hanging between his legs.
Usually, the angriest people are like,
I know. I'm like, how can you be so mad when you've got that giant
probably because the assumption
sausage?
is the other way.
Well, that and, when you're an asshole, nobody wants to, have anything to do with you. So he probably turned off a lot of females that way.
That's the opposite of cologne.
So that was Jesse's UFO with a lot of us mixed into it. Hopefully, Ginger, you got a lot out of that. right. And if not, you don't get your money back.
All of the money you paid us to answer your question. Stop sending us money.
You are actually going to hear right now a commercial from a podcast that we've been doing some cross promotion with. It's a podcast called Informal Talks. They're very funny guys. And so you're going to hear them. And then when we come back, we are going to do Jesse's BBC Trip to the Sex Club.
So that's it on another episode of Informal Talks.
Wait, I'm not sure we're on the right podcast.
Really? So they didn't hear the entire episode?
No, I don't think so.
So hold on, they didn't hear any of the entertainment news that we covered?
Nope.
What about the crazy news stories like a woman carrying a gun in their vagina?
Wait, holy shit. No way.
Yeah, we even talked about the lady that destroyed a McDonald's naked. Oh, hold on, we even talked about...
I think it's safe to say they missed out on all of it.
Even our segments about crazy things you can buy on Amazon, our reviews of new TV shows, movies, and even food. At least tell me that they heard us play the Newlywed Game.
Sounds awesome. Where can they hear that at?
They can hear our podcast every Thursday on informaltalks.com and iTunes.
Are you looking to spice up your sexual life with something both filthy and secretive? Has restrooms become a new turn-on for you? But are you afraid to participate due to the fear of venereal diseases? We have some protection for you. It's the Glory Hole Condom from Organic Sheath. Made from 100% European foreskin. It's thick and stretchable enough like a spider web that even the luscious of participants can poke into it. Here's the testimonial. Senator Ted Cruz here letting you know that as a Christian, I found a loophole to engage in the filthiest of homosexual acts. This condom was blessed by the West Baptist Church and is used as a holy guard that blocks God's vision of me indulging in my sickest fantasies. This condom can also be used as a perfect shooter. Just add holy water and wine to the cream of some young guy. The Glory Hole Condom opens up even the tightest of righties. Cruise 2020. The Glory Hole Condom. It's so safe it will protect you from STDs, interracial PPs, and sin. There's also many flavors to choose from, such as kombucha chai tea, sardine curry, and my favorite, fermented twink sweat. So when you're looking into the succulent hole for salvation, don't worry about hygiene. Slip on the Glory Hole Condom and open up your orifice. The Glory Hole Condom does not protect you from sins or venereal diseases. Although this Johnny may be holistic and organic certified, it's been prescribed by presidential candidate Jill Stein. Anti-vaccine nuts approved. A misguided production.
All right, everybody, and welcome back. We are going to pick up this episode now with Jesse going to a sex club with his girlfriend. So, Jesse, why don't you start off with what the fuck happened?
Well, I mean, when you start a new relationship and you want to try out the other person's interests, you listen to their music, you go see their movies, you visit the sex club they had a membership to already.
You fiddle around with their sex friends.
Yeah. We made sex friends with sex strangers.
You play with each other's buttholes just to see what it's like. It's cool. I get it.
We're both open-minded people, and she had the membership and was like, hey, do you want to go to this sometime? And I was like, yes, all of the yes. Why would I not go to this? So we took the trip down to, I'm not going to specify the area, but we'll just say that it's just south of Boston, and it's run by the mob, and they don't give a fuck what you do indoors.
So Rhode Island, got it.
Yep, there we go. There it is.
I mean, we're not talking specifics here. We're just going to say Rhode Island.
Yeah. We'll just
all right, so what's it like to pull up to this
Wow,
place?
McCoy Stadium sounds like a hell of a place.
We'll say we'll go with initially unnerving because it was a warehouse. It just looked from the outside. It just looked like a warehouse.
For like 5 minutes, you were in hostel.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, and then I started to see people pull up and like people who were arriving for the party, and they all looked pretty well together. Everyone looked like they were going out for a fun evening, but then going in the side door of a warehouse.
So it's kind of like that episode of Seinfeld when they found the the good-looking people's club.
Yes, basically. I just wandered in there like, what's up with this place?
Hey,
So
I followed the crowd. I don't know.
What we did was we walked by a guy with a clipboard. I don't know why he had a clipboard. He didn't write anything down.
You just bring a clipboard to like a sex show, it's just
I
normal.
think if you're outside of a door to a building, you have to have a clipboard.
It's the rules. It's the doorman union's rules. All right.
It truly is. So they wave us in.
He was just writing numbers for the appearances coming in. He looked at Jesse. He was like, 5.
And then he looked at the back of Jesse's neck and was like, ooh, 4.5.
And then he looked at his tattoo and he was like, 2.
And those are all fair calls.
And then he saw his half black penis and was like, 8. Excellent.
Did anybody have to examine you
again.
before you went in there?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
So there's no like test results or anything like that. That was a question I had for you. Like, to join this club, is there some sort of like, do you have to take a test or?
I believe.
How do you even study for that?
Yeah, that's a good point. They do heavily promote safe sex. There's not like 5 minutes that go by when they're not just like, there are condoms everywhere. Like, I'll explain. There is a part where we were instructed on how.
Oh, and by the way, did you go in McGloshes or Crocs?
I went with sneakers, and I felt bad about it.
Jesse.
Oh no, I was in dress shoes, which worse, they could get a weird shine.
Yeah.
All right, so you pull up to this like shady warehouse.
So we go inside, and there's like a little hallway before there's a door, and like they're like, "All right, wait here, and we'll unlock the door," or at least that's what everybody assumed from last time. And it's weird because everyone so far is like very early to mid 40s, maybe early 50s. Like I'm hanging out with like everyone that's the same age as everyone's aunts. Like, and they're like joking around in the hallway, and the guy's just like, "That's like waiting in line for Disney World." I'm like, I hope not. Do you know how many kids go to Disney World?
This is truly the happiest place on earth.
So once they let us in, we get ID'd. You check in your booze. It's BYOB. You get to bring your own like beer and
that's pretty good.
And liquor. And they have all the mixers behind a bar, so they'll serve them to you. Like they'll serve
Was
you
the
shit that you
mixologist Dr. Huxbury?
So,
Dr. Huxbury?
wait. So when you say mixers, like, do they have like? They have like.
So, like soda and like
Oh,
other
okay.
such.
All right.
And
Oh,
other
okay.
such things.
There's no alcohol.
Oh,
Is there
so
alcohol?
there was no like bartender who made you
You
guys
bring
drinks?
your own alcohol,
Oh, good.
but there's a bartender, and they just basically serve you your alcohol.
So
like you're
what is that to kind of like protect against date rape type stuff?
Yep, because they put every member, I guess, has a number, and they put that on your alcohol that you brought. So you're like, they ask for your member number, and that's how they know what to grab.
Was
for you.
there various like bowls of pills around the room? Some to pick you up, some to let you down.
No, it was a drug-free zone.
Oh, that's
Good.
too bad.
Okay.
They ran this place like a professional like place for being a sex club. I assume, like when I walked inside, I was like, "Oh, this is a warehouse," and then it's made to look just like almost like a hotel lobby, and with all these different rooms, and then there's like a whole section where there's other rooms.
Was there a guy to carry all of your bags of sex toys? Like a guy in a bellhop?
They had their own toys. There was a checkout counter for toys.
The thing is, I don't know if I'd want to borrow sex toys from a place like that. I feel like that's a bring your own. Like I would rather you provide your own alcohol and I pay for it and let me bring my own sex toys.
But they do promote how much they fucking. It's amazing how many times they remind everybody how much they clean everything.
Once you give everything to the bartender, where do you go from there?
They give you a wristband because they're like, is it your first time here? I was like, yes, she's the member. I'm the first timer. So they give you a wristband and they're like, stand over by the bar until the tour is over, and then you can take the wristband off. And I was like, there's a tour? Oh, I can't wait for the tour.
Well, of course
That's like all I want
there's
now.
a tour, man. They gotta show you where they keep all the, whips and chains and lube and
gimps
and wet naps.
All of those things were there.
There was
not
the
one
only
of
one I'm
those-
kind of surprised about is the wet naps.
Nope, there were wet naps everywhere.
I feel like
to clean
there's
up.
just a person you can wipe off on later.
I had a wet nap the other day. It was kind of
Actually,
it was
during
kind
the
of
tour,
nice.
Oh.
It wasn't really.
Oh God. Ew.
Oh, sorry.
That's disgusting. It's just, especially because I know what you look like without a shirt on. I think that's what ruins it the most for me.
Well, that's all he meant was that it was hot and he sweat while he was asleep.
Dude, what the fuck's wrong with you?
It doesn't have to be hot for him to sweat, man. I've seen this kid sweat in a blizzard.
No, it doesn't.
Actually,
13 degrees below zero. He's pouring sweat in a t-shirt and underoos.
I sweat while eating, so it really doesn't take much.
That's what happens when you eat half of a pig.
I'm amazed. I'm like, Jordan, that's Ben and Jerry's. And you're like, ah.
I do get out of breath sometimes, too.
Speaking of Jordan's eating habits, did this club have like any kind of loose definition on pulled pork?
No, they didn't. There were cookies. There were cookies.
Cookies?
Damn right, I had some cookies.
Oh,
They
man.
just have like a weird bowl of hard candy or
Were they
M&Ms.
Ookie cookies?
No, dude, I was surprised. This place was like nice. I walked in and I was like, oh, okay, that's why everyone here looks like an accountant. Like this is a place people
Was
go
everybody
meet for
like? Was
martinis
everybody
and
wearing
dick.
like suits and cocktail dresses?
Yeah, everyone
That's
was
so
in like suits and
fucking
cocktail
weird.
dresses for a bit.
Oh.
For a bit, wait,
For a bit. I love it.
midway into the night, it was a lot of lingerie and some people walking around in nothing. Some people in outfits that shouldn't have been wearing outfits that everyone was like, "Ooh, that's gross too." Like,
So, all right. So you get in. You're hanging out the bar. There's supposed to be a tour.
they start the tour and they bring all of us through like this first area that's like a bunch of rooms that look very similar. They look like the outside of a house almost, where there's a door, there's a window with a curtain in front of it that's from the inside. And they explain, they're like, all right, all of these rooms have windows in them, they have curtains, so if you want someone to watch, you just open up the curtain. They all have a door and a rope. If you want privacy, keep the door shut. If you don't want privacy, open the door and put the rope across. That means people can watch. If you take the rope down, people gonna join in.
Oh man!
Like, so there's signals based on how you left your door.
So-
You know what would be sad though is like if you walk by one of those rooms, right, and you know people are just fucking going to town in there, right, and you walk in and you try to join in, and they stop mid action, like, no, not you. they're like, no.
Oh, they made
not
that.
you.
They made that rule. They said, listen, if anyone does not want to do anything with you and they say no, do not ask a second time. We will remove
See,
you.
the
They
thing
have a
is, though,
zero tolerance creep policy,
I think-
which I was pretty
Very
happy
I
about.
think the thing is, like, if I went to a place like that, right, and you know, like I walk in and they're like, no, not gonna work. I don't know that I'd ever be able to go back. I'd be like, you're 75 years old and you're wearing a horsetail that's been modified into a
There
butt
was no
plug.
one 75.
So
And you're saying no
there
to
was-
me.
There was this one time Jesse told me about where he was with another girlfriend of his
At the sex
and her
club?
dog
How many people do you know
No,
at
no,
the
no,
sex
no, no,
club,
no,
Mike?
no. This was just a separate story, and you know, so they're on her bed, and her dog jumped up on the bed and started to lick his butthole while he was, you know, pants down.
Are you telling a Tucker Max story right now?
No, I'm telling. Remember that time that you told me about this, and you just kind of let the dog finish.
I feel like I saw this in a
Jordan,
movie.
that's a stand-up bit
Yeah,
or a
that
movie
was-
thing that's happened. They had one room that had an interrogation window. I wanted that one. That one felt like the most private, while being like, "Yeah, you can watch if you want."
You also
I
felt a
can't
little
tell.
bit at home, right?
And I also kind of wanted to just sit in there and do the monologue from The Dark Knight and creep everybody out who's trying to watch something fun. Role reverse, so my girlfriend's just like, "Where is she?"
I want my phone call.
Smell a guy's
But,
butthole
one
and
room
everyone
also
loses
had-
their minds.
That's a good
Oh,
meme.
All right. So what other types of rooms do they have? So there's the
had a-
interrogation
they had-
room.
They had a room in the corner that had a Chinese swing, one of those things.
So the
hanging
swing
from
couldn't
the
drive?
No, it could drive. It just couldn't use its turn signals.
And it's always asking for a discount?
or have more than one daughter.
You know, guys, I'm starting to think that Pearl Harbor was just a really bad accident.
Oh no! Oh,
No. Oh, I
right.
quit. Well, good night,
like if
everybody.
turns out the Japanese version of the Blue Angels all found out they were having a second daughter.
Oh shit. Okay, so
So bad.
so Jesse, they had the interrogation room, and the Chinese swing does it like one of those like velvet roped kind of like it.
Yeah, suspended from the ceiling. Like,
Okay.
And then in between all of these rooms, there's these weird sections of half walls that I notice, and they have all these mattresses in there. And the guy just nonchalantly is like, "This is the orgy pit," and I'm like, "Why'd you name it that?" Like, immediately. How short was that meeting? Like, we need names for the place where people are going to have an orgy. Orgy pit, good. Like, you could have called it an orgy area. Still not a sexy name.
If
Much
it was
better
the,
than
like,
a pit
orgy
for the
orgy sectional couch, I feel like I'd be more into it.
Or
Yeah, that'd
or
be
maybe
fine.
even just like the party party area. I mean, like the group fun room. I like
You call it the orgy part? Like, this is the orgy part of the club. Like, I would have been fine with that, but orgy pit. Nobody used the orgy pit. I'm assuming it's because of the name. And then they walk us over to what was my favorite part, was there's this massive section of the club that's different. And he's like, "This is our themed area." And they had 5 themed rooms. They had all the classics. They had a classroom that was set up with a student's desk, a teacher's desk, and a chalkboard that I had to resist the urge to draw dicks on, because when I see a chalkboard, I'm gonna draw a dick on it. Like, that's just instinct.
all right. The next time you go back, I want more details about the teacher room.
Oh, I'll take selfies.
Wait, are you allowed to have your
Absolutely not. I would have been booted immediately.
that would have made this story a lot more interesting if you had like just
One
pop a
selfie.
selfie in the middle of the teaching room.
The second room they had was a doctor's office, complete with an examining table and an examining chair that had
I
stirrups.
totally would have sat in those stirrups immediately.
Yeah, Jen did not go for my suggestion. I wanted to do some sexy role play in the doctor's office. I was going to have her come in and tell me I have terminal cancer, and I was going to...
Is your girlfriend okay with you using her name on this show, by the way?
I'll probably. She used my name on a podcast recently, so...
Fair enough. This is just payback.
It's just her first name. I don't think she gives a fuck.
All right, so you have the teaching room, the doctor room, complete with stirrups.
Yep. And then they have another room that's made to look identical to a jail cell in case your dad was mad at you your whole childhood.
Got it.
I don't know who wants a realistic jail cell, but there were bars that you could shut all the way. There was one of those awful, like, just beds that are just like a piece of wood on a chain. But still a very clean floor. That would have killed the aesthetic for me. I would have been like, I don't believe this is
So were
jail.
there like rugs, or was it just like concrete?
It was mostly
floors?
It was mostly hardwood. I thought they were hardwood. Oh shit! I didn't even think of that. But the final room that was my absolute favorite was also, I don't know why they even made this a thing in a sex club. It was the blacklight room.
I don't know that I would feel comfortable in that room.
Yeah.
No, I assume the only people in a blacklight room would have just been like a group of dudes just jerking off, making laser noises. Like, pew, 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 look what I made. Like,
Stormtroopers aren't the only ones who miss their shots.
why else would you go in the... And he leads us into this other area that's like against the back wall, and this area just looks like the section of the internet you clicked on by accident. You're like, oh, that's aggressive. Like, it had it had the wooden X's. Like those things. Yeah, that's painting a clear picture for you. And just
So you get to
I
be
love
Jesus on the cross.
Yes.
Got it.
But here's the thing. I loved the attitude of the guy giving the tour because he did it like a flight attendant, like someone who's had to do it 1,000 times. And
It was so
like an
professional.
annoyed employee, when he pulls out the horse, he's like, this is the thing a lot of you guys like to use. Now, ladies, if you are a squirter, there are towels on this rack right here. Please lay those down first. And then he goes, ladies, do not pretend that you do not know that you're a squirter. I was like, who denied it? How many people denied it before you had to be like, don't bullshit me? He's like, it's a lot easier for me to clean up a pile of towels than to clean a hardwood floor. I'm like, well, then you should have gone with the linoleum. Like, if it's going to get slippery, go with a better, easier to clean surface.
I mean, a hardwood
Swiffer it
floor,
up.
it's just a mop or a Swiffer. Like, come on.
Yeah, but I think I'm still not 100% sure if squirting's pee or not. I think that's one of those science things that like you can't lick your elbow, but like maybe 3 people have.
I'm still not even sure where the clitoris is.
But the great thing is that like all of these rooms, they pointed out there like at every room there is a station full of condoms, lubes, wet naps. He was like, these wet naps are Lysol. Do not use these on yourselves. These baby wipes are for yourself. If you use the Lysol on any of your areas, it's going to be a problem. Like,
how much is a membership for this place?
Oh, it's scaled by like how the people they want. Now, single women, it's $60 for a year and $60 every time you show up or if you bring a guest. Couples, it's $120 a year, and I think like maybe $100 when you show up or something like that. No, it's still $60. Sorry. Single dudes who they clearly do not want at this club, $600 a year and $150 every time you show up. Single dudes, keep your dicks at home.
Wait, so you're spending $600 a year and $150
only if you're a single guy.
Only if you're a single guy, which they clearly don't want.
So the key is to be a woman or be in a relationship.
Absolutely. So yeah, it was a blast. There was one more room in the themed room that like all I can describe it as, it was like the rest of the rooms, but it looked like a diorama you made in middle school. Just 3 walls in the bed in the middle, one giant movie theater rope, no door option.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
No door option whatsoever. So if you wind up in that room, it's just there's one less wall.
All right.
It's really breezy in here.
Yeah.
So you did the tour.
There's a bed. Are there blankets and stuff on the bed? Like what?
There are sheets. There was a thing. Sorry, he briefed us in the tour. Once you use a room, pull the corner of the sheet up. That way, someone will know that it was used, so they'll come by instantly and just like wrap up all the blankets, wash it, and change it with fresh, clean sheets.
Oh, see, like I imagine, like
as soon as someone fucked, all that bedding's gone. And
I imagined it was like you showing up to your grandmother's house and there was just plastic everywhere.
No, you got the nice linens.
They just Scotch guard everything.
So you did the tour. So when was it the whole?
Yeah, when did the party start?
Meet with other couples.
Immediately after the tour, I'm like, babe, I need a drink. Like we started drinking, and then I start sizing it up, looking for someone that doesn't look like a relative at a weird party. Like,
so wait, so let me ask you this: is it like a community pool where you have to like shower before you get in, or?
I think they assume you would. Everyone looked very clean. There was also a dance floor for mingling.
I didn't know if you had to go to like a locker room almost to like shower before you.
There is a locker room.
Okay.
Everybody gets a locker so you can lock your shit up, and people get more and more undressed as the night goes on. So you're constantly running back to your locker and being like, "Well, I don't want this stolen." So
who's going to steal your dress?
As sexy as it is, people still walk around with those little rubber band lanyards with the key on it, like it's a gym. So,
I picture Jesse being like one of the girls who works at the Gap. It's just up around his bicep, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?"
No, I just keep it around my ankle. Like, no, it's all right. I know it's not sexy, but I won't lose it.
He keeps it around his ankle.
It'll stay on there.
Just so he has to bend over every time he wants to go to his locker. Yeah, look at this.
It's amazing. It showed like the type of person I was because I immediately was like, "Where can we smoke?" Is there a smoking section, which was the back alley of a warehouse.
Oh no! Do you just go out there naked? Like, do you have to get dressed?
No, they actually they did explain. They opened up the door and they were like, "If you want to go out for a cigarette, but you don't feel like going back to the locker room and changing, we have several robes here and slippers that you can slip on and step outside for your butt." Yeah. Like I said, like much classier than I thought it would be, but as soon as you got outside, you're like, it's still a warehouse.
All right, so you've gone now. You've had a drink.
Let's go to the meat
you've had a drink.
Immediately, like we had a drink and we had done some ground rules because, like, while I'm still willing to walk into an episode of Real Sex, I'm not sure what I'm willing to do. So for a week, me and my girlfriend made sure everything that we were comfortable with. I was like, I'm not gonna jump all up in some lady. As long as you don't let some dude be like, "What's up?" Like, we were fine. Like, I was all for like swinging and just seeing what that stuff was like, but I admittedly was just like, I just don't want another dude to fucking. She was like, that's not a problem. Like, I don't know. Don't be sorry about not wanting to see another dude all up in business. So that's
I'm
what
trying to. I'm
why are you
captivated.
No, I'm
I am
just listening.
captivated.
You are terrible interviewers.
So many questions, but I want to.
right.
I want to wait for the right time to ask you how many buttholes you actually touched yourself.
Or like, I mean, how many brown eyes did you have to look into?
Crossing swords?
Surprisingly little. There was I was preoccupied by a great many things.
Okay. So, all right. So now
My girlfriend has had experience with. I don't think she wouldn't be uncomfortable. She's done an entire podcast where she's talked about this shit. She has been with women before, so she had also visited the sex club before. She came by herself.
We have common ground. Now I have an icebreaker if I ever meet her.
That's you guys would have you.
Hey,
Yes, there you go.
you like
guys
nipples
have
and
that.
vaginas? Me
what's your
too.
favorite feature about another woman?
So as we're walking the bar, like I'm doing what I do at every bar and just kind of like looking for the most attractive people, but like I'm still a moderately normal dude with my girlfriend. So when I finally saw like a girl who was with a dude, I was like, oh, that girl would be great. But like there was a lot of that where it would be like, it would be fun to meet with that girl, but then you'd see your boyfriend and be like, I don't want to talk to that girl. Like it's not like just walking up to a woman at the bar. You also have to factor in that there's this other dude you're also going to have to interact with in some way. You can't be like, hey, can I just steal your girlfriend
right.
for a minute? You chill here.
So I have to ask: were there single guys like still showed up to this?
No, I didn't see any single guys. Everybody I saw there was in a couple.
Because I had to
didn't see
figure
any
if a single guy showed up, he has to look like Quasimodo or something. Like there's got to be something that like you're like, oh, that's the guy who paid the $600 membership fee.
There was a couple of girls there that came as a couple, but like I was moderately convinced they were mother and daughter because they looked so much alike. Like it was creepy.
What if they were sisters?
No, well, it's still not hot because they kind of looked like if Shakira was a 50-year-old retired wrestler. You know?
All right, so
like
Hey, listen. A mouth is still.
like how hard was it for you to go up and talk to people?
oh, it was goddamn impossible. When we found the couple that we liked, we were like,
Well, from what I heard earlier about the push and rope line, it wasn't hard at
no, it
all.
wasn't. Oh, teasing it for later. No, but I didn't talk to the couple. Basically, I pointed them out because I'm just fucking deer in headlights mode here.
Just sitting there, like he can even talk. He just raises his finger.
Dude, the first thing I saw when we stopped the tour.
You really do like staring at people? You guys really do this? I mean, really? All the time? Wow.
But like literally the
happening
first
right
thing
now?
I saw when I finished the tour was we're walking up to the bar and there's just a dude getting blown at the bar. Like I know it's a sex club, but there's still something jarring about a man sitting in a bar stool getting a blowjob. Just like it's still like, okay, I need some alcohol and I need to adjust. And then we saw this one couple. They were the only people in our fucking like age range. I was like, oh my god, youth! Like. But I didn't want to be like, hey babe, them. Like, so I kind of was calmly like, I don't even know how to do this. Do you want to take the lead? And instantly she's just like in there. And
How many times has she been to this club by herself?
One. She only went once.
Okay.
And I think it was mainly just to like check it out.
So
But,
she's not like a stone cold veteran. She's kind of like
no, but she's got more confidence than I do.
okay,
a sophomore.
And no, she walked up and instantly within 2 minutes was like best friends with this dude's girlfriend. And like we're hanging out, they're really nice people. So I'm like, all right, we can do some stuff. And like the girl instantly was just like, hey, just to let you know, we're not really into like the penetration stuff. Like I get jealous, so I would like it if he didn't fuck your girlfriend. And I'm like, I would like it if he didn't fuck my girlfriend.
Sir, we have something in common, you and I.
We're off on a great foot, so to speak. And so then the quest goes for us to find a room because, like, after a little bit of back and forth, we're all just like, all right, we're gonna do this. This is the thing that's gonna happen. So we're walking around, and
Like,
I'm
do they
like,
seem
all right,
awkward about it? Like, is this like their first time they've been with another couple, or is this something that?
No, turns out the dude was actually. He worked at the place, but he was on his off night because, you know, some people enjoy free Chipotle as the perks of their job.
Yeah, he's gotta let some steam off somehow, and by
I mean, why
blowing
wouldn't you?
some
Like,
steam off,
best
it's in a
employee
stool.
discount ever.
Okay, so this guy worked there. Now, like, did she work there, or was it just she?
No, she was just somebody that he met while he was there.
So
like,
she's just
they
a
just-
random chick.
No, not a random chick. They were actually dating, but they had met at a previous event at the club.
Oh, okay.
Like a few months, whenever they started dating months and months and months ago.
Okay.
Met at the club. So we're going around, and I'm looking for one of the rooms that has a goddamn door. Because, like, I'm already nervous because this isn't a thing I've ever been involved in. And we're walking around. We even swing by the orgy pit, which is empty with a tumbleweed blowing through there.
That wasn't a tumbleweed. That was just freshly shorn pubes in the shaving room.
That was lint shot out of one of the gilfs.
Wait, let me ask you a question. Oh, gross. Wow.
It followed.
Was it
No,
gray
it followed the
or
ping
red?
pong ball out.
So in the locker room, is there like an attendant who's got like shaving cream, aftershave lotion, and stuff like that? Like, if you need to spruce up the brush, so to speak.
Yeah.
I just picture like a British guy in there, and
It
like
would
an
be
old
really
man
cool
comes
if he
in,
was
he's
wearing like a bowler
"Hold your
hat and a
balls one
vest.
piece,
Like he was just like something like Or
I would have just liked if it was Tim
Horseshoe
Curry. from
goatee,
Home
right,
Alone.
Jordan?
oh, but he's all stroke face.
Wait, Tim Curry got stroke face? No.
Yeah. He had a stroke or 6, and so now he's all like droopy.
I'm Nigel. Do you smell almonds?
So yeah, all right, so this guy, so there is a bathroom attendant, and like,
No, there was. I wish there was a bathroom attendant. There was
Oh,
no
no.
bathroom attendant. There was just the bathroom. I
was the
wouldn't wanna
bathroom
be
clean? Like,
there. The bathroom was very clean.
oh man, so this place was like an actual, like, they vacuumed, they mopped.
It was a legit. Yeah, it was a legit establishment. Although, even like a McDonald's, there you know when you ask someone who works at McDonald's and you're like, "What shouldn't I have?" and they're like, "Don't eat the salad. Just don't eat it." You're like, "Why?" You're
But
like,
instead, here the guy was like, "Don't toss the salad."
you're like, why don't I eat the salad? You don't even want to know. Don't eat the salad. Like you get that kind of response from
Was that
someone.
kind of like the orgy pit? Like everyone was like,
Well-
you don't use the
Well,
orgy
since
pit.
we were by the orgy pit looking for a room with a door, the Chinese swing room was right there too. And I managed to think, and I was like, "Hey, quick question. I know the whole sheet thing, and I know that you guys come by and clean it. How do you clean the Chinese swing? Because that's made of cloth, and that's kind of bolted in there." And he just goes, "Don't use the swing. It never gets cleaned." And I was like, "Oh, there it is. There's the one gross part."
Okay. So yeah, all right, we don't use the Chinese sex swing. Got it.
Yep.
So all right, so now you guys are looking for a room. What did you guys like? Did you find what did you find?
Well, we started walking around, and apparently my nervousness had made us take too long because I'm starting to realize that most of the rooms with doors are taken. A lot of the doors are shut. I walk by one room, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's right!" And no, open door with a rope, and I was like, "Oh, that's a dude fucking his wife." Oh, another dude's just like, "What's up? I'm over here too." Like,
Maybe
like. You know that scene in The Shining where he walks past the guy in the fucking bunny costume? A little bit like that. So I realized we're getting.
was there a lot of that? Like just some random dude jerking off in a room while another dude's with his wife?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if it was a dude jerking off. There was a lot of thrusting. Some people thrust when they jerk off. It's weird. Like, who knows if it was thrusting or like mouth stuff.
All right. So,
I love how Jordan starts to gross out tap out there. You're like, "Oh, I'm out when you say mouth stuff."
well, I mean, you don't know whose mouth is on that. I mean, there's 2 dudes in a room. The math doesn't seem to add up sometimes.
Could have been multiple mouths. Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. That's all right. So anyway, you guys didn't find a room. So like, did you
No,
just
we start
hang out at the
walking
bar
to-
or?
Well, no, this is when we decide to like. We realize that there's also the themed section.
No, are you still fully clothed?
Oh yeah, I'm
Okay.
still fully in a shirt and dress pants.
And what is-
oh, yeah.
is Jen fully
I'm
clothed
dressed
still?
like. Yep.
So you guys
And,
you guys are all Puritaned up, like Jesse's got
We're not the only ones in clothes. There's still people.
Jesse's got the
still people
fancy
in dress
the
pants.
fancy buckle shoes, and he's like, you can't get in here.
Oh, dude, I was a tie and a jacket away from being able to go to a wedding. Like,
All right, so and the other couple's fully clothed.
yep.
Okay.
So we start making our way towards the themed rooms, which I'm not too keen on. I mean, the blacklight room's wide open. No one wants that. And I soon realized that everyone's come to agreement. Like,
Is there-
why don't we go here?
Is there like
You know, like
interesting?
You know, like
Is there an
in
interesting
Jurassic
like
Park.
body paint in the black light? Like, there's got to be something about
Oh yeah,
the black light room.
there's a whole blacklight mural painted on the walls and stuff like that. Like
Right, but is there like body
But,
paint
like,
or
well
something
done.
like is there like what?
I
Makes,
think
what?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know why. Like, just because if you want a fucking blacklight.
I just said like there's nothing appealing about that.
No, there isn't. It's like if they had a room where they were like, "This is the lava lamp room." What is that? There's a lava lamp in the corner on the end table. Thanks. Like, this is the 16-year-old bedroom. Like, notice the corn poster behind the.
All right, so you guys find a room or what?
Yeah. Basically, you know that scene in Jurassic Park when the cars break down? And you're like, "Oh my god, they're in front of the T-Rex pit."
Yes.
I realize that our group comes to a halt right in front of the diorama room. room with 3 walls, and everybody just kind of starts looking at each other and is like, "Yeah, we could do this. It's open. It's got a nice bed." And I'm like, "Yeah, we could do that." Like, I just don't want to be the Debbie Downer at the sex club. So we chose that room, and so we get in there, and we start taking off our, like, they're starting to take their clothes off, and I'm like, "Oh, this is happening."
Is it weird?
like,
Is
you
it
can-
weird that I regret this for you?
Like, you can go to a sex club, and you can be prepared to go to a sex club. You can even walk around a sex club, and you can see other people having sex, and people in various degrees of undress. It's never real for you till you're 4 feet away from another naked couple, and you're unbuttoning your shirt and taking your pants off. That's like when your body's like, shit's going down. So what my body decided to do was my dick knocked on my awareness window. I was like, "Hey, by the way, going to bed. I'm gonna take off for the evening. You seem like you have everything handled here." I'm like, "No, dude, you're my ride." And he's like, I'm gonna go, man. You seem like you'll be fine." Like, "No, I can't get home without you." And he's like, "You'll be fine. We're passing friends at best, honestly."
Oh shit.
So my dick takes off, and it's just like, "Later, bro." And so I'm basically just sitting at the end of the bed while, like, this dude gets a blowjob and he's doing fine. Like, you instantly look, you're like, "Are you having trouble?" "No, you're not having trouble. You're fine here." And
Is it like that scene from Forgetting Sarah Marshall where your girlfriend's just sitting there trying to get you hard and he's like,
"Oh, no, absolutely." Like, here's the worst thing. Like, I got encouragement from the dude, which I didn't need. Which I didn't need at all. Like, let me paint the picture to you. Like,
He leans over and he's like, "Dude, you got a good dick."
but, like, let me paint this picture to you.
he's like, "I wish this was a baseball game."
Were you sitting next to Jordan?
Yeah. So you get the general diorama layout of the room, where it's basically a king size bed in the middle, pointed like lengthwise, so it's just facing right at you, like the room's making a W with the bed. So I'm sitting at the top of the bed, and the dude's sitting next to me while he's getting a blowjob, and my girlfriend's doing what I can only equate to blowing up a balloon in reverse. Oh no! God bless her for that. I assume it had the consistency of a broken thumb. Like,
Oh god.
You know the good news is, though, you didn't want anybody to go into that room. You could have just used your penis as the rope.
but also, I'm
Sorry,
sitting
you
at the
can't
head
go
of the bed, and all I can look at is like a fucking a lobby of just like open space. There's no wall. Like, I can't get in my own head to make it work. My dick's like a pissed off girlfriend that you keep trying to wake up, and it's like, I swear to God, I'm not waking up. I don't care if the apocalypse happens.
You literally broke the fourth wall.
Yeah, there was no, like, cause I just look up and I can just like see someone just like walk by, like, like I'm manning a booth at a comic convention, like.
Oh god.
Oh boy. All right. So
So that's going on, and the guy just kind of like nudges me, and he's like, "Listen, dude. When I met this girl, we were in a foursome at this club, and like I couldn't get it up either, so don't worry about it." And I'm like, "I know what I'm doing, man. Like, I appreciate, like, wrong time for a pep talk. Like,
I swear to God, this never happened.
I still don't look at anyone at the urinal. Like, I don't need to feel better right now. That made it worse." It's like you just came over and tucked it into bed tighter. Like,
man, it's really a nice penis. I don't know what the problem is, man. You want me to get you a little jump start?
Listen,
Hold on, turn around.
spoiler
Let me put my
alert for
finger in there.
everyone. Spoiler alert for everyone. 100% of dudes will have a situation in which their dick doesn't work. And the most embarrassing thing is sometimes you can't play it off like nobody knows it. Like, that's all we want. Like, when your dick is not working, all you want is for no one to know. And you to be like, oh, I just have to pee a lot and go to bed. Like, like that's what you want to happen. You don't want someone else to be like, I know what's going on. It's no big deal. I was like, I didn't want you to know. Like, I know you know, but don't tell me.
Okay, so
basically, like, I'm like, all right, am I wasting this foursome? And then Jen proceeds to go do her thing. I'm like, I don't know even. And she's like, hold on, I can make this enjoyable. And she starts going down on his girlfriend, and I'm like, oh, this is why these things exist. Like, suddenly I'm like, oh, this is interesting. My dick.
So wait, it's the three of them and you sadly in the corner like you're being punished?
No, it's the two girlfriends, and then me and like the other dude are just kind of like high-fiving, like, sweet night. Like, this is awesome. Like,
touching tips, no big deal.
Yeah, touching fingertips, like E.T. just, ow.
Except for his is there and yours is broken, so.
No. Mine's the sleepy friend in the corner going, will you guys shut the fuck up? Like,
I have to work in the morning.
So they're doing their thing, and like I feel horrible because like I'm now feeling like a wuss. Like, she's the badass that had like the membership here, and she's the one that like got like seduced the couple for me.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. I mean, it's not like she has to, rush all the blood in her body to one location. Like
no, not at all. And here's the thing.
No. You don't try and make Jesse feel better about this. He couldn't get it up. That's his own. It's his own battle. That's his cross to bear.
I dare any of you guys to try and get up in that situation.
I gotta be honest. I don't know that I couldn't. I fairly feel like it's one of those things. Like, I could probably just walk around and be like, wow, I can't not get hard right now. But maybe I'm wrong.
I couldn't do it, man. I was in the threesome one time, and it was just she kept on yelling God, and I just pulled out.
What?
So, all right. Okay. So your girlfriend's going down on this girl. You guys are touching swords there.
So since she had to deal with my failures, that she was being a trooper. She did not care that nothing was working. She was like, no, I get it. It's like, fucking, don't worry about it. Like, the best person in the world. And so I decided to thank her, and I'm like, you know what? I'll do this. I don't want to face the open space of the room anymore. So I decide. So I realized that most of my problem was that we were in such the open, like it was the diorama room that fucked me. Maybe I could have gotten a boner if we were a little more private.
From what I understand, nothing fucked you.
No. But looking at the landscape of like a foyer really fucked with me. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go down on you because that way I don't have to face the open space, and then maybe I can imagine we're in.
Yeah, instead I'll just turn around and show these guys my butthole.
That's what I gotta ask. That's what I have to ask. Did you face the brown eye towards the open wall, or did you face it towards the headboard? If you were like had to recreate this and draw it out, she's on the bed. Where are you aiming your ass?
Just, if you guys hear squeaking in the background, Jordan has a big whiteboard at home. He's just trying to draw this out.
A little prelude to this. We did put the movie theater rope up, so I knew no one was coming in. So basically, I was the tip of the W. I was the middle part of the W. My asshole was like wide on display.
But because you were flaccid, it was like a lowercase cursive W.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a small K.
It looked like Snuffleupagus had a runny nose. Like,
why was it dripping?
That's a better question. One I need to ask my dog.
You should talk to Matt's guy. I hear he can fix a lot. You may come 15 minutes later or so, but.
I was like, I had to do something. I was just like, well, my dick's a miserable failure right now. I can still, it's chicken noodle bullshit. Like, I'll at least still please you. So, like, I don't care that my asshole's on display to the world. Look at it. What do I care? So I went down on her, and what I didn't realize is that, as that was going on, a crowd started gathering, because, like, she could see the opening now.
And, well, it's kind of you could see the opening, too. It was just a different opening.
Oh no, I was in the open. I was like, "What's up?" Like,
so what you're telling me is
reverse
she's an actress.
Giving birth.
She knew how to get a crowd. That's what it was.
And what basically happened was she eventually did come because I know what I'm doing. And I start hearing muffled sounds, and as I come up from her legs, I realize that a crowd of about like 25 people has gathered and is now openly clapping like a standing ovation. And then the comic in me went, "Dick's hard now." Like it's over now. Too late. But I was just like, yeah, clap. Oh, damn it.
and the entire ride home, Jesse's sitting there like, you can go to bed now. You couldn't show up when it was important to me.
My dick's like, oh my god, are we in the car? Oh, AC. Oh, this feels so good. What's
like
up,
a
guys?
disappointed father.
Yeah.
Jesse's sitting there like a disappointed father.
Like, you dropped the catch. We still won the game, Pop. Second place isn't winning.
Well, Jesse, you might have thought that was embarrassing, but it would have been 10 times more embarrassing if there was 10 police officers surrounding you while you're naked and flaccid.
That would have gotten me off for sure.
Well, they have the prison cell, so I don't know.
It was also a legal establishment. There probably were cops there that were just there on their off time.
So, all right. So you've got this standing ovation. Was the other couple still in the room at the time? Were they like cheering you on?
Here's the funny thing. The girl was in the bed. Like, I realized this when I was going down on her because they were up there, like, basically making out. And I slowly start to realize, like, before my girlfriend came, I was like, where'd the dude go? So when I finished going down on my girlfriend, I turned around. He had left the bed and was outside of the rope now with the standing ovation people clapping. I was like, did you just get out of the bed and watch me do this?
He started the slow clap. He was just like, yes, sir. This is what he needs.
I was like, wow, all right. So, yeah. Even the guy in the bed was like, I gotta see this.
All right, I got another question. So, what do you think? Has it ever happened where like somebody was like going to town in there, and it was like a really quiet moment, and then somebody farted? Like I don't know why I'm thinking.
I assume it's happened.
Like somebody farts and it like crushes through the room like fucking thunder, and people are like in the back of their mind like, was that a queef or a fart?
That was in the hot yoga room.
Or the hot yogurt room, as I named it.
You ever think like that awkward moment where you're just not like you're in the moment and all of a sudden you realize that you're eating out somebody else's girlfriend? Like,
No. I'm sure.
This isn't where I parked my car.
No, I'm sure at like the sex club and the orgy pit, it's awkward when you find out you're eating out your own girlfriend. You're like, I didn't come here for this. It's like bringing your own fridge to the restaurant.
Jesse, I have a question.
Okay, ask away.
All right.
I just looked at a picture of Tim Curry. He does look like he's in line to play Jim Ross in a biopic.
Oh boy. Okay, so Jesse,
Yeah.
right? Based on the age of the people there, was there a lot of like 70s muff, or was everybody pretty well kept?
I would say it was mostly 40s to 50s. I didn't get much older than that.
No. Like I'm talking like 70s porn muff.
I didn't see a lot of muff.
Wow.
I think everybody's gone with
good.
the times.
That's good. I mean, that's
It's just more aerodynamic, less
a lot of
friction.
landing strips. Yeah, a lot of landing strips guiding you in.
Yeah.
Any weird designs or anything?
There were some people in net clothing, that thing where it just looks like a bunch of strings. Yeah. People dressed up. There was even a VIP room that people kept popping out of, where you get your own suite with a big screen TV and showers.
What's wrong with you when you're like the overweight person who shows up in the net clothing and you just look like one of those Christmas hams just pouring out of the netting.
Like you're an ad for Starkiss tuna.
Yes.
Like those super chubby people wearing the string clothing and it looks like their back is trying to escape.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you get it.
They wore the net clothing to raise awareness. Just like the manatee is in danger.
All right, so what was the conversation like on the way home? Were you completely embarrassed about your failure to perform?
Or was she just pissed at you? Like, we're not even going to talk.
I made her come from a room full of strangers. It was a good ending.
Yeah, but I mean...
And also, we kept hanging out with the couple afterwards.
Yeah, the protagonist of the story never showed up, so... I mean...
Yeah, no.
Was she like? Did she give you any words of encouragement? Like,
No, she was the protagonist in this whole story. She was the one that kept her cool together. I spent 90% of the time freaking out.
she's sitting there. We'll get it next time, champ.
Yeah.
She give you the pep talk afterwards. She's like,
Yeah.
she's like, listen, it's okay.
So
But here's
Jesse,
the thing.
here's a question:
What?
If you go back there, will you pop a Viagra the next time?
Yeah, probably. I'm honest. I'm not even like, I know friends that have taken it as a goof. They're like, I took a Cialis. Why? To see what would happen. Like, I'm not embarrassed about it. Yeah, I'll pop a boner pill before I go there to like not sabotage.
I taken it too. It's great and all, but like it fucking after like you don't want to do anything. It's just like you just sit there on a couch, like okay, time to go down. You try to put like an
Like
ice
that-
pack
yeah.
on it.
That's the problem with
doesn't
having
work.
anxiety. Your dick's like, hey, can I have some blood? And your heart's like, no, our blood.
And you caught, and it's almost like a little bit of a cocaine feel. Like your heart is like pounding, and you're feeling it in your body. It's
But here's
a
the thing,
weirdest
like, it was
feeling.
also thoroughly
I-
enjoyable. Like, I liked the couple that we met.
Yeah.
The girl and my girlfriend actually became Facebook friends.
Oh,
like-
good. And you found this other girl
Yeah,
attractive
that's the
as
thing.
well,
Like,
right?
her and her boyfriend were cool people. We might actually hang out again, just so like it would be just to see what happens.
So I got the ground rules at the beginning. So the rule was you wouldn't fuck the girl, and the guy would.
Yeah,
fuck
but that's
your
the thing.
girl,
It's like
right?
she's not like
But you.
she was fine with it like either way. Not, but like not
Okay.
even in that. She was like, if you just don't want me to fuck you and you would like to have sex with her, like that's totally like again. I've never met anybody that's that understanding.
Oh, that's
like
yeah. That's
I don't know.
really
That,
cool,
I feel like
man.
there's a trap.
it's
know,
not.
like-
I thought it
Like
was
Admiral
for-
Akbar is sitting in the back of my head going, "It's a trap! It's a trap!"
Dude, my dude brain. Why do you think I had such bad anxiety? But I know, like, after the whole experience, I have no doubts. But, like, you know, even when you're in it, you're just like, you could be mad. You could be mad. But she wasn't mad. Nothing mad at all. Because, like I said, we all hung out the rest of the night. So, like, you know, there was some fun flirting and then cross flirting.
As
and all that
psychologists
shit.
have said, like even the best sex therapists in the world have said that, you know, we're basically animals, and, you know, we're not really meant to be with one person. We're meant to fuck as many people as possible. It's just that we have to kind of, you know, control our emotional attachment along with our sexual drive. And that's great, Jesse. You found the girl. It's just like, you know, we have the emotion connection, but, you know, the sex
Thanks,
drive
Freud.
that kind of, you know.
That is a
Like
valid
different-
point. It is nice because like it only works because we are open and honest about like everything.
Yeah.
Like, and
I
that's
think
the
that's
shit
cool,
that makes
man.
it work.
You know, I'm jealous.
And like
You know?
we both know that like sex is supposed to be fun, and for some reason she likes you know she likes seeing me have fun.
We're still a repressed society right now, and this is getting
yeah,
serious,
let's not
but,
keep it serious. Let's keep it
All
funny.
right. So if he had
Yeah.
asked, would you let him fuck her?
No.
All right.
See,
All right.
I am open to a point.
Yeah. Right. I get it.
But even she said she's like I have no interest in like fucking another dude because you know I'm good at what I do. I don't like to brag too much because it's not funny to be like I'm good at my job, sex stuff. But like,
but you'd be open to that in the future,
yeah,
right?
she's the only one that's ever brought up like threesome. She's like, no, it would be really like hot to me to see you hook up with another girl. It'd be fun to see you bring pleasure to somebody else. And I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, again, in my head, as soon as I hear it, I'm like, that's a trap.
I
Stay
know.
away.
Been conditioned to think it was a trap, but we spent a whole night there, and then I did eventually like make out with the guy's girlfriend in front of my girlfriend, which again totally cool. And I was like, "Oh, you're not angry at all." Like we came back, and it was just like a great night, and then we hung out the whole next day, and everything was like there was no weirdness, and I was like, that was awesome. Like the fact that you can like do stuff like that in front of each other, and then like come back and be like, I'm so happy we're together. Like that was like. I was like, yes, I am on board for this, 100%. Like, this is awesome.
You are a modern man, I tell you. I respect it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
All right. So I've got nothing else.
No more lingering
don't have
questions
anything
from
else
anybody.
either.
I mean, nothing that I'm going to think of right now. I mean, there's going to be questions that come into my head later on.
Was there anything that horrified you? And I know, like, you want to be secretive and you don't want to, say too much. Was there any acts you saw? I mean, you don't have to go into like great detail, but was there anything you saw and you were just like, okay, that would make me limp and scary?
Well, I mean, he was already limp, so it's just the scary.
Well, there was the
scared.
Another part of the tour was like, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Sibian machine. If you've never listened to Howard Stern, and I was like, that's your gauge? I was like, you're gauging whether people know this device off Howard Stern? And he was...
I've seen the thing. He
was like, you have to. He was like, you have to get the power cord from behind the corner. If you use it, everyone in the club will know it vibrates quite powerfully.
Fair enough.
I was just waiting for one night to be having a drink, and then just hear like, and be like, oh, okay, someone used it.
Let's go in and watch.
All right. Well, I mean, like I said, I have 0 questions.
Does Christian, or is he's taking a long break?
I don't know that Christian has any questions. I think we're all just kind of like this is I mean, like, this is one of those things that you never expect it to it's like you've seen Eyes Wide Shut, but you don't think it actually exists.
Like I walked.
I mean, I knew it existed. I'm just surprised that like the whole thing, like the initiation of it is not as intense. I expected there to be like, as I said earlier, like test results, and you have to go to like, it's almost like joining like a sorority.
Obviously, you
like
don't bring your phone, but like, do you have to sign an NDA or?
They do. You don't have to sign anything. I think part of getting the membership is signing that and being like, I'm not.
Well, I mean, so technically, you didn't sign that, did you? No. So technically, like you aren't bound by that, right?
Yeah, but I would fuck her membership.
Okay.
But because you can't even get.
You haven't been to South America recently, have you?
Membership if you're a member of the press or a journalist in any way, which I'm not. I'm just a man who talks to his friends.
Pretty much. All right. I mean, wow. So I think this is it for the episode, guys.
Hey, you could also leave it up to the listeners. You guys have any questions? I'll answer some shit.
Yeah, if at all for next episode you have any questions about Jesse's BBC adventure, his sex club adventure, you feel free to send them to us on Twitter, on Facebook. You can actually email Jesse at our show email address. So either show at misguidedmusings.com or I believe Jesse at misguidedmusings.com will work. And we could probably get that out to you. So I'm going to wrap it because Jesse couldn't get hard to do it himself. So thanks all for jumping on to this little bit longer episode of Misguided Musings.
We might change this to the Flaccid.
So, thank you for joining us this episode.
Lake Flaccid, starring Oliver Flatt.
As always, you can follow us on Twitter at Musing Podcast. I am at J_K_Roster. Jesse is at HAfricanJ. That HAfricanJ. Matt is at Neglected Taste. Sarge is at Bastard Prophet. And then you can find us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Misguided Musings, or you can go to our website, which we urge you all to do, read some of our blogs, or check out some of the episodes on there. And we will be developing more content as time goes on. That is www.misguidedmusings.com. We're going to play you out to the sounds of Jesse's flaccid penis flapping in the wind. Thanks all for joining, and we'll catch you on next episode.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.